Hola, soy Fer Olivar en 1999 y bueno, pues aquí tenemos el primer streaming multijugador del Black Ops 2 y bueno, aquí ya me voy a despedir, os lo voy a dejar, espero que os guste, like, favoritos y suscribiros al canal y bueno, adiós.
It's community night. And you're looking at home probably saying, you know, I'm not there. How can I participate? Ah, got you covered there. Hit Twitter. The hashtag is BlackOps2MP. That's BlackOps, the number 2 MP. We're going to be going through your Twitter questions, and I'm going to get Dave Bondahar, the game designer himself, right here to answer your questions. But first, we had a celebrity stop by the booth, so check this out.
It's incredible. You know, I'm a big first-person shooter, fan, so Call of Duty is one of my favorite titles, and Black Ops 2 is the I did good. I like the Mercenary, the AR-15s, and the Scar. It's great.
Exhibit, you know Exhibit.
Yeah, he's a good friend of mine, yeah, back in the hood in Aberdeen.
We have got a full hour of excitement for you planned, so we are going to get started right now. Graham, why don't you get over there, assume your position, and let's get gaming.
Absolutely, I'm going to walk you over to the pit where all the live multiplayer gaming will be happening tonight. Don't forget, get your questions in, but we'll also be streaming a ton of live Black Ops 2 multiplayer, featuring our pro players again. We have subbed in one team tonight, so we'll talk about that in a little while. But as you can see, the booth is stacked tonight. Let's look at the guys over here, wait to get hands on with Black Ops 2. How you doing, everyone? Oh, come on! They're too busy watching all the gameplay. So yeah, we're in a live environment. These guys are actually queuing to play the game. They will be coming in halfway through the stream, so you will see some movement around. They're getting hands-on for the first time, trying out all those new features. We've got the pro players over here, and I am delighted to say that we also have a man whose words are like RCXDs exploding in your ear. He is the voice of Call of Duty, is Mike Castro Rafael. How are you, Mike?
I'm great, AC. How are you, man?
Good, I'm very well. So last night we saw some explosive competition. Great way to kick off a week of live streaming. What were the highlights for you?
I think it was that multi-team deathmatch. That's probably the biggest highlight, where we had Team Envious coming out on top by 1 kill, and it was so close at the very end. It was almost a draw. I think that was probably the biggest highlight. Probably looking to make some more of those today.
I've got lots more live multiplayer tonight. We've actually subbed in a team. So the German guys that were playing last night are sitting on the bench tonight, and we brought in a team of females from Germany. So how much do you know about these guys?
I don't know much about the ladies, but I got a chance to speak to them. They actually play competitively on a German ladder, and they'll probably be able to hold their own. We'll see.
So that's the vivacious ladies. Look out for them. I think we'll be getting going a little bit later with some team deathmatch. But in the meantime, we'll hand back over to Major.
Thank you, AC. We got a lot to go over for the next hour, so who's the best person to tell us about some of the game modes and the maps that we're going to see tonight than Mr. David Bondahar himself. David?
Thank you for joining us today for more multiplayer live from Gamescom in Cologne, Germany. And on behalf of the entire team at Treyarch, we appreciate the time to share multiplayer with you. Now, we've been waiting for this day for a very long time, and we're amped to get you into the game. Yesterday, we really dove into creative class and score streaks. But let me tell you a little bit about multi-team, which is something that the show goers are playing on the floor, and something that you'll see more of this evening. Multi-team really brings those small squad tactics back into the game. The game supports 18 players and any combination of up to 6 factions at once. One of the ways I like to play it is 3-on-3 on 3-on-3. Super intense action. You have to work with your group to be successful. The maps that you're going to see in the mix and all through Gamescom include Aftermath. Aftermath takes place in the ruins of Los Angeles after a drone attack in 2025. And this map really shows off the capability that we have to create beautiful destruction and have the game still run at 60 frames a second. We also brought with us Turbine. And Turbine is a big outdoor terrain map, but it doesn't play big, and you can climb on anything. The action's still intense, and there are lots of engagements and battles. We also brought Cargo. Cargo shows off a lot of our map interactivity. And in the center of this map, the crates are being picked up and relocated, changing up the line battles and cover. It's particularly interesting in objective-based game modes. And finally, we have Yemen. Yemen is that classic Call of Duty close quarters combat battle that you'd expect to have, where players are constantly pushed into each other, super fast-paced map. You are going to love it. And that's a very brief overview. Let's go back to the floor and see the game in action.
And I am back here with Mr. Vandahar, David.
Man, what? Here we are again.
You're on TV, you're everywhere. I mean, this is really exciting for you. I mean, you guys have been working on this for so long, and to have the coming out party of the multiplayer here at Gamescom, what better place could there be?
What better place, what better way, right? With you at our side, live streaming to the world, it's a great opportunity, and we're very excited.
Now, the reason that David is here, in addition, obviously, is the multiplayer designer, but he wants to answer your questions on Twitter. So use the hashtag BlackOps, the number 2 MP, and then we'll go through some of them later. How's that sound?
I am going to look forward to this.
All right. Right now, we're going to get over to Hastro and Astra. We're going to go over to AC and Hastro and get right into gameplay. Guys?
Hey everyone, we're back down here in the pit with Hastro. Now I just want to reiterate some of the stats about these booths, okay? We've got over 1,250 square meters of Call of Duty Black Ops 2. That's 144 Xboxes all lined up. And you see these queues, right? Usually the game shows you have to wait in the queue for a couple hours, you're just kind of standing there. Treyarch have thought about everything here. You get briefed on the game, you see all those new features, you get properly prepared before all hell breaks loose in this environment. Now, let's get back to our pro players. So we talked about Vivacious, we've also got Optic, we've got Envious, and we've got Prophecy as well. Put in some big scores last night. You've been watching the guys warm up today. Who's your money on?
I think today it's going to be all North Americans and all Optic and Envious, because I just think the ladies are going to be a little mismatched against the best players in the world. They said that they only play Search and Destroy, really, so that's my logic behind that. They're not really in tune with the game modes that we're playing today, so that's my prediction.
We're starting off with multi-team team deathmatch, so I think that'll really show up, right? So we've got the guys split up in the teams that they know. Tell us about the map that we're getting started on.
Well, we're about to play Aftermath now. Aftermath takes place in 2025 Los Angeles, and that's right after a drone attack. So it's a completely devastated Los Angeles. So you see a lot of tight corridors here on Aftermath. It's just a great map for multi-team team deathmatch, which is what we're about to launch out with.
From last night, it looks like an Aftermath. The team that controls those cover points the best are the team that's going to come out on top. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, absolutely. There are some really nice spots on this map that your team can control, especially in multi-team team deathmatch. You don't really just want to run out into the map because there are other teams right here trying to get you, so it should be interesting.
All right, let's kick things off with the gameplay tonight. It's multi-team team deathmatch. Let's do it.
All right, here we go. Multi-team deathmatch on Aftermath.
All right, folks, we're about to kick this one off. This is going to be an Aftermath deathmatch multi-team. So 4 teams here, 3 players. Some of the best players in the world here at Gamescom are going to be playing for you. And as we see, we're on board with Toby. He's playing for Team Envious as a guest player here. Toby, actually one of the better European players out of the UK. He's playing as a guest player with Team Envious, who's also lined up with Twiz and Karma. And so those guys early on, they're going for the combat axe off the break to take the lead. Didn't quite hit any of those, but I think a couple of them have 2 combat axes lined up. They're trying to put on a show for you all, so can't knock that. But now Toby is going to have to rely on his M8A1 assault rifle. Looks like he has the select fire attachment and the reflex sight attached to the M8A1 right now. He can actually switch that with the select fire attachment. And right now he's in burst mode, so he's going to be shooting a 4-round burst. And now it looks like he swapped over to the MSMC. So I think Toby actually had a wild card that allowed him to use 2 primary weapons. And now he's going to quickly come back over. He gets taken out right there. So let's take a look at our factions here. We see that Envious is playing as the FBI faction. We'll go ahead and hover over and introduce our players. You have Merc, Big Timer, and Ray of Optic Gaming. They're playing as the FBI faction. Or excuse me, they're playing as the Seals faction. Then you have Prophecy from the UK, Gunshi, Shane, Swati, playing as the SDC faction. Now Envious again as the FBI faction here. And now you have the Vivacious Ladies. This is a female team out of Germany. You have Kitty Cat, Minnie, and Ruby rounding it out for us here. So now as we see, Envious has taken the lead with 10 kills on the board. We'll jump on board with Twiz. And why don't we listen in to Team Envious and see how they're communicating right now.
Merc sniping in above the bar or whatever.
Shocked in the middle. You got him. Alright, we're up by 2. Let's try and maintain it. Up by 1. Let's try and get a kill.
Twiz just went down, but we did hear him have quite a bit of banter right there with his teammates. So, looks like Twiz still doing pretty well here. We'll take a look at the scoreboard. He is now 8-4. He is the high scorer in the game at the moment, followed up by Karma, his teammate. But it looks like Optic Gaming has now managed to tie it up. Prophecy in 3rd place with 13 kills. And the Vivacious Ladies are hanging in here quite well, actually, with 11 kills. So, still a very close game. Anybody's game at the moment, as we're in with 3 minutes and 20 seconds left to go. Twiz spawning back in now. Let's see where he's located here on the overhead map. And you know what? Actually, I'm going to go ahead and use this feature. It's something that's new here. We actually have in Concaster mode a way to change the map icon colors. So that's something I'll let you all take a look here in multi-team. Traditionally, you have red and green triangles. We'll just go ahead and swap that over here. And now we can designate between our teams as we see Twiz spawning back in now. And we'll take a look here at Twiz as he comes back through. And it looks like Twiz is going to go ahead and throw out a couple more of those combat axes. I haven't seen him connect yet. It looks like he's going to pull out that secondary now, see if he can pick up this kill. Looks like there's another team right behind trying to pick up that kill as well. So Twiz getting that kill robbed by one of our other teams. Why don't we hop on board with another player here? We'll go ahead and jump on board with Optic. Rambo is on a 3-kill streak, and we just jinxed him. That always happens. Ray goes down. So Optic Ray rocking the MSMC. That's a submachine gun. And looks like he's going to be powering through the middle of the map right here. Was trying to get a reload right there, but he got taken out by Gunshi of Team Prophecy. And as we take a look at the scoreboard, we see that Optic Gaming has now taken the lead by 2 kills. Followed up by Team Envious and Prophecy in 3rd. 1 minute and 50 seconds left to go. If you're just tuning in, this is multi-team team deathmatch live from Cologne, Germany at Gamescom 2012. An amazing place and such an amazing event. I'm having a great time out here. Let's see here. We're on board with Ray still. And it looks like Envious is now taking the lead, powered by kill streaks from Toby and Karma. We'll jump on board with Karma, who still has that kill streak going. And he's about to get an RCXD on that score streak meter, but he gets taken out. And that was going to be crucial. That RCXD could have picked somebody up at the last moment here in this game. Well, yesterday we saw some really tight matches in multi-team. And now Optic has tied the lead once again. And we see Karma off spawn again. He's nowhere near the action at the moment. So we'll swap on board with Toby. So Toby picking up a kill right there to help Envious keep this lead. 4 kills is now the lead for Team Envious. 45 seconds left to go as Toby gets taken out. We'll swap on board over here. We're on board with Twiz as they try to maintain this lead. The M8A1 is the weapon of choice right now for Twiz as he runs into 3 players, takes out 1, and gets smoked from the side. Gunshi picking up a huge 3-piece in the kill feed right now. Prophecy now passing up Optic Gaming. And they're only a couple kills up. We're on board with Prophecy now. Gunshi is on a tear. He certainly wants this. 20 seconds left to go. Can he pick up one there? Yes, he does with the R870. Prophecy making a case. 15 seconds left now. They're only down by 1. Now Gunshi ties it up. Clutch play by Gunshi now. Envious takes the lead by 2 now. So Envious trying to close it out. Gunshi trying to pick up the kill. Prophecy ties the game, and Gunshi wins it! No! It's a tie! Envious and Prophecy pick up 1 kill in the last split second. What an epic game that was. Gunshi just went on a massive tear for his team, but Envious managed to hold on at the very last second, and they end in a draw 47-47 here from Cologne, Germany. What a game.
Amazing stuff there. Prophecy starting strong, going through a bit of a lull there at the end and going on a proper streak at the end. Yeah, it's amazing action. What did you think was the turning point there?
I think it was all Gunshi off Team Prophecy. I mean, the guy is a monster. He's monstrous. He finished 2nd at Call of Duty XP. He's just been such a great player throughout the years of Call of Duty, and he made all the difference right there. He went on a tear.
And Optic are the team on the hot streak, right, for the last, what, year? But, you know, it looks like the other teams are really catching them up tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. So Envious and Prophecy are having a great showing, as you just saw in that match. Optic was right in there until the very end. Just kind of ended up not in their favor. So, yeah, Optic's been solid all the way through, and we're here for a couple more days as well. We're going to have plenty of action.
Yeah, that's right. Plenty of time to redress that balance. And in fact, there's a chance right now we're going to go back into multi-team TDM. We're switching over to Cargo. So again, tell us what to watch out for with this map.
So Cargo is such a great level for competitive play. It's essentially a smaller map, smaller size map, medium size, but it plays really fast. And there are a lot of tight corridors around the outside, but then there's this huge open space in the middle. There's an interacting animation there with the crates moving up and down, and it can change the point of view for players on top of the crates. So it's just a great map to play here. It's a great competitive map, and you'll see that here in multi-team TDM.
A brave player that drops into that central section, and watch out for the action up in the office as well. That's what always hots up. All right, let's get right back into it.
All right, here we go. We're going, guys.
Wow, what a game that was. That last round was just absolutely phenomenal. Envious had it, and then Prophecy's gun, she just went on a huge tear. I'm still blown away by that performance. Great job by him to bring his team back in. And now we're on board with Prophecy. Let's see if they can actually get an early lead here. We'll see where they're spawning. You can see Prophecy on the right side of your screen. We're on board with Shane. Shane now with the MSMC. He's got the iron sights on that. Spots a player right off the bat there on the outside of the map. He's got a little bit of a support from his teammate. And now Shane is going to run into some action here. As he turns the corner, nice jump shot right there. But he gets taken out by Karma of Team Envious, who got the knife on him. And now we see here that Optic has taken the early lead, followed by Prophecy and Envious. And while we jump on board with the ladies, Minnie for Vivacious Ladies is on a 2-kill streak as she picks up a kill right there on Swanee. So the ladies are actually now in second place, pulling it together. We're still on board with Minnie. And Minnie gets taken out off spawn, now on board with Ruby. As they try to hang on here, Ruby taking out Twiz right there. She's packing the Scar H assault rifle, as well as a shock charge and some C4. Interesting choices on the class there. And the ladies are still in second place here. So Vivacious Ladies in second with 8 kills. And as Ruby tries to climb the crate, she runs into Swanee, who takes her out. And now we see that Optic Gaming is still in the lead with 12 kills. Mainly in part by Optic Merc. Optic Merc with 5 kills now. And here comes the Hellstorm missile from Merc as he fires it in, bursts it right into Gunshi and takes him out. So the R870 is still the choice here for Merc. The shotgun with the laser sight attachment. That laser sight gives him increased hip fire. Here in Black Ops 2, the only way to modify the statistics and attributes of your weapon are to add attachments. So that laser sight increases the hip fire. And you see Merc being a very, very sneaky player here. Knows that there's a player coming up the stairs and then comes back to take out Shane. What a great job by Merc there. Great heads up play. Increasing the lead for Optic to 6 now. And now Merc is calling in a care package there. And he got challenged by Swanee. He just gave Swanee this nasty business with that R870. And that care package has dropped down. And it looks like he's going to have a copter coming in. It's going to be a stealth helicopter. And he's going to go ahead and place that on the map with his data pack. And now Optic has extended their lead to 7 kills. If we take a look here, it looks like Prophecy making another run, however, all on kill streaks. And we're going to swap on board with Swanee. Swanee gets taken out now by Karma off Envious. And Swanee is using the target finder here with an LMG. Interesting choice. You've got to appreciate what he's doing here. He's got lots of rounds, and it looks like Merc's copter just took him out. And now Swanee with a jumping shot, beautifully done right there with the LMG. Goes to prone kind of, and did it manually by just kind of sprinting, jumping, and going prone. Now the Dolphin Dive is back in Black Ops 2. We haven't seen much of it out of our players just yet, but I'm sure we will over the next couple of days as Swanee just decided to lay down on the trigger, and it cost him right there. Now Optic Gaming still in the lead. It seems like Envious is having a little bit of trouble as they move into third place. So Optic now with 39 kills on the board. Prophecy with 34 kills. And we'll hop back on board with Twiz now from Team Envious as they try to claw back in this one. Twiz is on a nice kill streak right there. He's going to go ahead and leave that player who got away from him. Got a few hit markers. He's going to go ahead and call in a UAV, however. And he knows Swanee is around there. Takes out Swanee. One more player beneath him. Can he get the kill? Shooting from the hip with that laser sight attachment. But no, he gets drop shot by Kitty Cat from the Vivacious Ladies. Nice job by her to get that one. And now Twiz is going to go ahead and call in a Hellstorm again. And it doesn't look like he connected with that one. A player running around moved into a crate there and got away from him. But Twiz coming back in. Let's see if he can pick up a kill here. No, he does not. Gets taken out by Shane. We'll hop back on board with our leaders, Optic Gaming. Optic Ray on a 4-kill streak now as he picks up a knife on Shane. He's known for the knifing. And as you notice right there, the knife is a little bit tougher here in Black Ops 2. It's a little more challenging. You got to make sure you're up close near your enemy. You don't quite get the lunge that you used to. It's a very nice addition here. It seems like a lot of the fans out there really kind of like this feature now, that the fact that the knife doesn't lunge as far. It was quite frustrating, you know, at moments could be. It's just such an integral part of the game, and now it's just a little bit tougher for you.
We're winning this fight.
So Ray moving in here into the office. Optic still in the lead, but Prophecy again is starting to come on late. 50 seconds left to go. They're only down by 4. Ray picking up a kill right there on Karma of Envious. And why don't we hop on board with Prophecy and see what they can do. I'm going to jump on board with Gunshi because he tends to go on that huge tear at the end of game. 35 seconds left to go. Gunshi with the shotgun still. And there you go. Gunshi picking up a kill. They're down by 5 now. 30 seconds left to go as Optic is trying to close this one out. Up by 5 kills. Now 25 seconds left to go. Gunshi going towards the office. It doesn't look like he's having the same luck that he was having. We'll jump back on board with Optic Ray here on a 4-kill streak. And it looks like Optic working together, moving together as a team. 10 seconds left to go. I surely can't see Prophecy coming back at this point. And it is going to be Optic Gaming who takes this one. Ray with the MSNC for the final kill. And Optic Gaming hypes up here in Cologne, Germany. Big timer up on his seat, giving the crowd a little bit of love as they give him a cheer. And see Optic Ray taking out, looks like one of the Prophecy players, I believe, for that final kill. 65 kills on the board. Prophecy with 57.
Fantastic stuff there. I mean, I got to tell you, you've been watching the Call of Duty Black Ops 2, some of the multiplayer. Now, some of the brand new features in here are around codcasting, which allows you at home to basically do what Hastro was doing. So right now, we're going to hear from Mr. Vandahar and Hastro all about some of those brand new features coming to you November 13th. David, that was amazing. What did we just see?
That was the world premiere of the codcasting feature in Call of Duty Black Ops 2 multiplayer, and that was Cargo in Team Deathmatch.
Thanks, David. Hastro, tell us about some of the tools that we just saw.
Sure. So you saw a few different elements in the codcasting feature. It just really allows us to get in and make a better viewing experience for the audience that's tuning into Call of Duty matches online, right? So you saw an element called the score panel, and that's the kind of the key element at the very top center of the screen. The score panel is just a way for us to give information quickly to the audience, the score, what team's in the lead, and how much time is left in the game.
And then, of course, we saw the names up there. That's the nameplate.
Yeah, the nameplate essentially is our way of giving the player a jersey and a number, right? A name on the back of the jersey. We're in a first-person POV in Call of Duty Black Ops 2, so we want to be able to identify the player and who you're watching, so that's what the nameplate does.
Now, that's all great, but viewers really want to see the map. Tell us about the map.
Yeah, the map overhead is a really important piece of information for the audience. So the audience wants to see where the teams are set up, where they're located on the map, where the engagement's about to occur. And also for the commentators, it's a great tool because the commentator can kind of switch players after a player dies and bring you right back into the action faster.
Now, this is really exciting. It's almost like watching a TV show, picture in picture.
Yeah, now the picture-in-picture mode is just really robust, a lot of features there, but essentially you're able to see what the kill streak is for each certain player. If a player is just on a tear, he's got 10 kills in a row, you'll be able to see that in the right-hand column. Also, we have an objective column, so any player who's playing an objective in real time, you're going to be able to see live when that player is playing an objective, and it's going to identify that that player is in fact on the objective.
Are there a lot of options that we can tweak?
Well, we actually have elements of the HUD that are removable, and you can actually customize the HUD for the viewer. And you can actually go in and, let's say, an esports league or a big tournament wants to put in their own graphics, so you can remove a piece of the HUD, and we can actually fully customize that for the viewing experience. So you can completely wipe it, put in the mini-map, take it away, different things like that. It's just very, very robust, and essentially that's what makes up codcasting.
Now, one of the really neat features is Listen In, where we can actually hear the players, right?
Yeah, the Listen In feature in codcasting was actually my favorite feature. It really allows us to take the audience and put them into the huddle with the players. So you really get a sense for just how much their communication separates them from other teams in competitive play. The best professional teams in the world have top-notch communication, and it's crucial to them winning a game. So we get to feel what they're feeling, what they're strategizing, and just hear the overall just lingo between the players. It's just really an exciting tool. It's just such a great deal of information that the audience is going to be empowered with now. In Black Ops 2, the commentators have all the right to make the viewing experience as customized to the viewer and the audience as possible. So, for me personally as a commentator, I want to make the viewing experience as fun as possible for the audience, and I'm able to do that with Codcaster mode, but more importantly, I'm able to make sure that we don't miss those epic moments in the battles that may have gotten lost in the past. These time just crucial moments that change the face of the game, and what essentially it determines outcomes of matches. We're able to make sure that we capture all of that.
Thanks, Astro. David, I want to talk to you about some of these features. What was it like implementing some of these features?
Yeah, so there's really a couple of really key pillars to the entirety of the esports and competitive agenda for us. Black Ops 2 has a league play feature. This is a sport. It's how you make Call of Duty multiplayer a sport, and we actually use skill-based matchmaking to put players in the right brackets. Competition is fun at any level, pro players and average players alike. We also have to make it fun to watch, fun to spectate. That's what codcasting does. So that's why that feature is so important, have that production around that sport. And then finally, we need a way to give that sport or broadcast it to the world, and we do that with a feature we call live streaming.
You're now putting basically thousands of dollars of tools into the hands of the community. That's got to be really exciting. You're expecting to see a lot of great stuff out of it.
Yeah, it's actually really important for us to put as many tools as we can. We really like to make sure that we give the player the ability to customize the experience, whether they're playing the game, whether they're watching the game. In fact, Larry, you can even go back through the theater feature later, pick up those games, and then codcast them later. It's really cool.
The team at Treyarch has got to be excited about the work that they've done around this. They've always really enjoyed the community, but this takes it to a different level.
We're going to keep going. We're pretty engaged with the community all the time. They're very passionate people. They have a lot to say about the game, and it's really fun to take their ideas, mold them into the context and structure what the game's supposed to be like, and then bring them right back to the players.
Thanks, David. Any final words?
Sure. I've just been blown away by how dedicated the team at Treyarch has been to making this experience for the players as best as it can be and giving them as much customization that they can have. It's just mind-blowing how dedicated they are to their community and how well they treat their fans and the players that play the game. So I think that's something that all the Black Ops 2 players out there, when they get the game, are going to realize pretty quickly.
Thank you, Hastro. Any final words?
We're really excited to put this game in players' hands. And when you get there and you get your hands on it, I want you to tell us what you're thinking about it, how it's working for you. Feed right back to us so we can continue to make and improve our games for you.
There you go, and we are back. It's the Vaughn and Major show. Vaughn, welcome back.
Thank you. I like this show. We should do this more often.
We should. Listen, first of all, great shirt. I love what you got going. Can we get a close-up of this shirt? He's internet nerd famous. And why? Black Ops 2 multiplayer. We're going to talk about it right now. If you sent your hashtag, if you use the hashtag Black Ops 2 MP, we are going to answer your questions. We've got a few of them right here. You ready to jump in?
Let's do this.
All right, now the first one is actually not attributed to one specific person because we've seen it all over the place. The question is, will there be a player match system, or will everyone be forced to play ranked games? David?
No one is going to be forced to play ranked games, Larry, but you should know that the game supports that traditional matchmaking experience where you're going through the progression system and you're ranking up. Optionally, you can play in league play. That's where you get that competitive rating, get your skill-based matchmaking. The game supports both simultaneously.
All right, next question comes from Official Musty. That's the Twitter tag. Do kill streak kills help towards your next kill streak?
Great question. So anytime you're watching the game and you see that number come up in the center of the HUD, that is a scoring event. All bits of score contribute towards earning your next score streaks, but the support things, the items that help your team win the game, those are going to give you the most score, and that's how you can really get those nice high-end rewards.
So if you're a Call of Duty player and you may not be so much in killing, but helping, it's still going to help you out immensely.
It helps you out a lot. So there's some really good scoring events, like when you grab a flag, and when you capture that flag, you didn't actually kill anybody, but you're going to get a lot of score for those events.
Good, that's good to hear. All right, next one comes from China HD. Will there be an overkill perk for 2 primary weapons?
Yeah, good question. So there's actually not a perk. So there is a wild card. Those are those rule breakers we've been talking about. The items that let you bend and extend, create a class in exciting new ways. And you can use a wild card to take 2 primary weapons.
All right, next question comes from Javis, I guess. Is that what it looks like? Why not? How does Hardline work now?
All right, good. So listen, this is really important. So in all previous games, Hardline actually reduced the cost of earning a reward, but Hardline gives you a scoring bonus. So, you know, the game's still in development. We're still trying to figure out the best numbers to use, but right now, Hardline is actually going to give you about a 20% bonus earned towards your next reward.
All right, moving right along. Private matches and LAN. People want to know, is everything going to be unlocked in private match and LAN play?
Of course we would keep everything unlocked for you in private match and LAN so you can play those custom games the way that you really like to enjoy them.
All right, MegaQuest on Twitter. MegaQuest wants to know, will Ghost or another perk protect you from Orbital VSAT?
Yeah, the Orbital VSAT. You guys have been asking me about this one for a long time. I'm glad I get to finally tell you about it. The Orbital VSAT, that's just like the Blackbird you remember from Black Ops. It works the same way. There is no protection. That is that ultimate intelligence perk. It shows everybody on the map, all their locations, what direction they're facing.
All right, now you've seen a lot of Create a Class for the past 3 days, but this is really about the UI, the user interface. The question from Maddie Wakefield is, what are the 3 slots at the bottom of Create a Class for?
Larry, that's where you actually can equip up to 3 of those wild cards, those rule breakers. So you can take a wild card like Primary Gunfighter. That lets you take 3 attachments on your primary gun. You can take any one of those perk greed cards, perk 1, perk 2, perk 3 greed. Those let you take additional perks, not just 1 but 2 from the same category. There's even a wild card that lets you take 2 types of tactical grenades. It replaces that lethal slot with a tactical slot.
We have more of your questions coming back. Just tweet them to Black Ops, the number 2 MP. We'll be going through those, put them on this card, and I will ask the man himself, the design director, and we'll get answers for you. Right now, we're going to get back to Hastro and AC. You guys ready for some play? Here we go.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Hastro's house. We're back down here at the pit, and check out, we've got an empty stool sitting down here. Make of that what you will. Oh, hold on. Here he is. Look, by popular demand, Vaughn is back and codcasting.
I'm like everywhere. I'm Ninja Smoke here, and I show up over here. How does that even happen? TV magic.
Well, it happens. Hastro, you know, I think it was world premiere of Vaughn codcasting with you last night. How did that go for you? How was that experience?
It went great for me. I mean, it's all about how did it go for him, really. How did it go for you?
It's completely possible. I might put you out of a job. I'm so good at this.
Yeah, I have a feeling my job's safe.
So Vaughn, community night tonight. We've got true Call of Duty fans all around us getting their hands on with Black Ops 2 for the first time. You know, how does that feel personally for you?
It's great. We've been waiting for this day. We've been like pent up, right? Just waiting to show the game to the world and the fans and have a dialogue with them about it. There's no place else I'd rather be.
All right, we're going to get back to the gaming. Optic coming up big on that last one, stamping some authority on the matches tonight. We are switching over to Domination. Hastro, which of these teams here tonight would you say is the Domination specialist?
You know, it's tough to call, AC. It's really tough to call. I'd probably lean towards Optic winning this one right now. Again, I'm going to go ahead and call it. They're going to pull it off.
And we're going to go and play a couple of rounds of domination in each of these games as well, yeah?
Yeah, so I think we're playing some round-based domination. So that means everybody gets a shot at either side of the map. That keeps that playing field even for both teams, takes out any kind of intrinsic map issues, so everyone can have a good time.
So we've switched to 6v6. Tell us how the teams are lining up.
Yeah, actually, so I noticed that we're not playing multi-team anymore, actually. So it's actually going to be a combination of Optic and Team Envious. It's a North American team here. So pitting the North Americans versus the Europeans, and it's going to be a lot more fast-paced, I think.
Vaughn, so last night you sat on the fence spectacularly. I need an answer from you. North America or Europe?
Yes.
Let's get going with the game.
All right, here we go.
All right, fine. North Americans versus Europeans.
Top
once again.
in on Yemen this
Your
time.
answer was yes. Yes. But look at this. It's Yemen. Okay, so we're loading the map up. It's Yemen. First time that we're streaming it. Tell me a little bit about Yemen.
Man, Yemen is inspired by that urban close-quarter combat battle. You're going to see some real fast-paced, close-quarter combat action, and that B flag is just a brutal position. Guys are going to have to really keep guys out of that zone.
Yeah, and as we see right off the bat here, it looks like the whole North American side decided to take that flag together. And usually sometimes you'll see that teams go ahead and push up towards that B flag, but they all jumped on it to get it quickly. And now you see them making moves. We're on board with Toby. And Toby gets taken out right there. We'll swap over, and we're now on board with Twiz, who's flanking around here. Twiz with the MSNC, and he's got the laser sight attachment. Tell me a little bit about that.
That laser sight is how you can get that increased hip-fire accuracy for these players.
Got it. Yep. So that is Twiz picking up the kill right there. And he's going to go and hang tight as the North Americans are controlling 2 flags now. They have taken B, and Merc is on a tear right now. He just called in. It looked like a hellstorm, and it picked up a double. And now he has the SMR. So that is actually a semi-automatic rifle, right?
Right, he's got this thing customized up in all sorts of ways, so he's using that select fire switch to change up whether he's bursting or auto.
Got it. So looks like he's doing some work with it right now. As a Ruby jumps around the corner, he gets taken out there, and now looks like Merc's going to be calling in a care package. We'll stay on board with him and see what lands. 26-13 now as the North Americans are up. And it looks like that care package is coming down, and Merc turns right there and takes out Gunchi. This gave Gunchi a little bit of the business, and that care package just came through. So let's see here what Merc is up to. It looked like it was a UAV.
Yeah, that's a UAV. You see those UAV assist points coming up. We were just talking about that earlier. Every time you're using a support-driven streak, if someone gets a kill with that UAV up, you're earning some points for that. That's that UAV assist message.
Right, so all those points from that UAV are going to contribute to his score streak. Tell me a little bit about what we're seeing down here with the score streak meter.
Yeah, you can see that score streak meter in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen right next to those 3 icons. That'll fill as the guys get score. It hits the top, they're going to earn that next reward.
Right, so as we see, Big Timer is just getting started on his score streak here. And it looks like he took some shots right there, and the North Americans are doing some great controlling of that B flag at the moment. Map control is so important in domination. And you have the North Americans doing a great job of just locking it down. 3 minutes and 35 seconds left to go. And 3 minutes and 30 seconds left to go as Big Timer takes that hip fire with the laser sight attachment. That definitely helped him right there.
Absolutely, man. You're going to see a lot of really good play from the hip and ADS with this particular attachment.
So tell me a little bit about what we're seeing round base here now. 3 minutes left to go here. You see at the top of the screen, it says round 1 of 2. The score panel is telling us this is the first round. What's going on there?
Right, so this is something we actually learned directly from the esports community. In a public game of domination, you usually only play 1 round. You rack up to about 200 score and the game's over. But when we watch the guys play competitively, we realize that they like to play it round base. That makes sure that everybody has to spawn on each side of the map.
Right, and that's important because it makes the game a little bit more fair in domination. You get to play from both spawns, and you're able to have an equal opportunity on both sides. It's a great thing. So we'll be playing 2 minutes and 30 seconds left here, and then the teams will switch spawn, and the score will remain, and we'll keep playing from that point on, right?
Yeah, so it's still the guys with the highest score are going to win that game, but these scores will carry over to the next round. They'll start with the same exact scores that they end with.
Yeah, that's awesome. So great thing there for everyone who loves to play domination. and now it looks like the North Americans are turning the heat up completely with the 3 cap. A player is on the B flag. As we take a look here, we see that Minnie and Shane were on the C flag, and it looks like they did manage to cap that C flag, and we're on board with Big Timer still. So why don't we hop on board with the Europeans, take a look. Well, actually, look at this. Twiz and Ray from the North American side, Ray of Optic Gaming and Twiz are on massive kill streaks right now, David. We'll swap on board with Ray. And what's Ray got here?
Yeah, Ray's got the Death Machine out. This is some of the new weapons that we have put back in. The Death Machine actually has a little baby brother is known as the War Machine, which is the grenade launcher version. So it was really fun for us to put these clearly superior firepower weapons into the score streak system itself.
Awesome. So he's got a care package as well. Looks like he's just doing some work with that Death Machine. And you see him die and pull it back out again. So he's able to keep that Death Machine, whereas I think in the past, if you died with the Death Machine, you lose it, right?
That's right. So in Black Ops 2 multiplayer, you can hold on to that Death Machine sort of through multiple lives and through some extra ammo there.
Yeah, that's awesome. So Ray still has that thing, and he's got about 30 rounds left. So there it goes, it expires. And look at that play that just happened right there. Ruby ran right into a shock charge that came from the North American side. So tell me a little bit about that shock charge.
Yeah, sure. I like to use that shock charge as a type of alarm system. I'll actually place it on the entrances and exits of buildings, so if anybody comes through that door, they get electrocuted very briefly, usually just enough time for me to spin on them and take that target out.
Awesome. Well, look at this. 135 to 50, and you have about 30 seconds left to go. So we're getting to that point where this round is going to end, and we're going to start back over. So the score was going to carry over. I'm just really excited for people to be able to check that out. And we'll take one more look here at the picture-in-picture. You see some players hopping on the flag, trying to play the objective near the end of the game. We'll take a look at the scoreboard as well. You see that Ray of Optic is on a tear. Huge game for him. 28-6 with 10 defends and 4 captures. And then you see Karma backing him up at 23-9. The North Americans are going massive at the moment. So a huge game for the North Americans against the Europeans.
All right, this next round's going to start immediately, guys. We're going to go right over into the next round of this game. Right after this round ending kill cam, we'll spin over. The guys will flip the spawns, as we say.
Yeah.
And then we'll start right again.
All right, so here you go. We're switching sides.
A little bit of halftime, good breather.
All right,
and then right back into it. Now look, Hester, right at the top of the screen, you can see A, B, and C. That's because they're neutral. And as soon as someone jumps on the flag, it flips over to the team that has that particular flag.
And it's so great. So right now we see that the B flag is getting taken. Why don't we swap back over and see who is near that flag? And it looks like it's a battle for control of that B flag right now. And it is just chaos here on the map. Looking great. Players are making moves. You just saw 2 players get taken out in the street right there, headed towards that B flag. So this is just basically a feel it out type of moment here, isn't it?
I'm really excited by the way these players will actually position and set up. They will not be in a hurry to grab the B flag until they feel like they can really lock it down. Look at Big Timer moving up beyond the flag radius so he can try to lock that position in really well.
Yeah, and now we see that Karma is actually pushing up on that right flank, but he does get taken out right there. And now you see some players hovering over that B flag. Let's hop on board with Merc. There he is, taking the B flag with some help of his teammates. And there you have it. The North Americans do control the B flag now. So they have C and B in that 2 flag setup that's always so crucial. And tell me a little bit more about Yemen here as we're watching it. You see a lot of tight corridors here. And tell me a little bit about the design of this map.
Yeah, so we worked on this map really early on, and we wanted to make sure that we definitely brought that classic urban street fight that players love. Make sure it was still available in Call of Duty Black Ops 2 as well. And this is why you see this such fast-paced action here. Look at the kill feed just spinning the entire time.
Absolutely, and that's something players love in Call of Duty is just non-stop engagement, and that's what you get here on Yemen. And especially with domination on this map, it's just non-stop. And you take a look at the map here overhead, you just see constant movement from the players, right? And it's just a great thing to watch. I actually love this view right here, just watching the triangles moving around the map.
I'm always fascinated by the line battles these guys have. They will set up and just try to deal with the threats coming in on them. And in this view, we can see which guys are firing, and you can get a really good idea. Look at Merc coming around from the side, going for a flank.
Yeah, absolutely. We even saw the care package just get dropped right there for the North Americans, back on the C flag in a safe area. So, I mean, it's just a beautiful thing. We can actually take a look here. We see that Shane is on the A flag. Now Big Timer is on the B flag. He just ran through it. They still have control. and Ray now runs by the A flag. It looked like Ray was actually pushing for that capture, so the North Americans are now pushing this flag pretty hardcore and aggressively, and then the Europeans do manage to port that off. We'll jump on board with the Europeans. Why don't we hop on board with one of the ladies here? Jump on board with Kitty Cat, and we'll take a look at what she's using. She's got the MP7, and it looks like that class is pretty solid. Tell me a little bit about the suppressor attachment she has here too. That kind of comes back as an attachment. What exactly does that do for you here?
Yeah, of course. You know, we would bring back fan favorite attachments like the suppressor. This will keep you from appearing on the mini map, of course. And this is really good for guys who are trying to stay low off that radar, of course.
Yep. So as we see here, we actually see the perks now coming up. It looks like we got that off the spawn. Why don't we take a look at some of the perks here that players are using? And there you go. Looks like Kitty Cat is using Hardline Scavenger and Dead Silence. And why don't we swap around? Let's see if we can find some of those multi-combo, perk additions. There you go.
Yeah.
So here you have it. Tell me a little bit about this, David.
Yeah, so Karma's definitely running perk 2 Greed, so he can have both extreme conditioning and dexterity, and with lightweight. This is a guy who clearly wants to move as fast as possible and be as nimble as possible.
Yeah, absolutely. So lightweight is going to increase his movement speed. Extreme conditioning is going to allow him to run a little bit farther and longer, and dexterity is actually going to let him swap weapons faster, climb ladders faster, climb objects faster. So he's definitely going for speed here. And, that's the great thing about this is that you're able to customize those perks in your classes to be what you want to be as a player, and that's you in Black Ops 2.
It's actually, the very good definition of what the pick 10 and the wildcard system is actually about in the first place, Astro. He can configure this way and just put his points to that particular playstyle.
Yeah, and I'm excited to watch him play here. I'm going to stay on board with him. He has the R87. He's got a shotgun. So he's doubling speed so he can get close, up tight in the faces of his opponent here. And it seems to be working as Karma is 39 and 17 on the board at the moment. So he's doing some work with the shotgun. And look at that. He's going for some range here. He's got 3 hit markers. Oh, no, pulling out the combat knife. But there you go. It's a perfect moment, right? Tell me what just happened right there.
Yeah, so these guys are so used to being able to swap to their second weapon. But if you're going to use the pick 10 and wildcard system to stack up this way, he had to sacrifice his gun to be able to do that. So he pulls out, thinks he's going to have his pistol in hand, but no, he's got his knife. He does not have a secondary weapon equipped.
Yeah, that was actually a great moment because that secondary just wasn't there. He used up all his allocation points in the pick 10 for all his other gear to make him faster. And Karma does pull out the RCXD there. That comes back in Black Ops 2. Tell me a little bit about that. There's a little RCXD running around the map still.
Yeah, that's one of these things that we just felt like had to come back into the game. Upgraded that model and its animation and sound for 2025. It's just something that feels totally appropriate for this kind of game.
Yeah, and you can see the score streak that Karma has over here. He's got an RCXD. It looks like he has a UAV, counter UAV as well. So he's definitely, it's a great class. It looks like he's making a rushing class. So that makes sense. Well, scroll through here a little bit more. And here we go. We have another one here. This is Big Timer who's rocking Ghost, Hardwired, Extreme Conditioning, and Dexterity. So
why am I not surprised that these pro players like to be on the move and moving fast and using their pick 10 this way?
Absolutely. It's they're going to use it. 8 seconds left to go. The North Americans have clearly been in the lead here, 273 to 133 now. And the North Americans are going to take it in this domination. And they're pumped. Let's take a look at this final kill cam.
Good job, Twiz. Look at this.
So there we go, the definition of domination there, I think it's fair to say, from the North Americans. But when Optic and Prophecy team up, it's always going to be hard for people to hang with it.
Absolutely. So it's Optic and Envious playing together right there. They, yeah, you got it. But it's tough. The ladies are coming in. They're a little mismatched against these guys who are the best players in the world, and they stick to their search and destroy. But great games right there. Got to see a lot of what Black Ops 2 had to offer.
Right, we're going to squeeze in some more gameplay, so let's get straight into it again, okay?
So David, looks like we're about to kick this one off again. Now we're playing Aftermath. It's a domination game mode again. And so why don't we talk a little bit about the map as we kick it off?
You just call me David.
I called you David.
I'm going to call you Brian.
Oh, okay. Lord of Underhar. So Vaughn,
Oh boy, I had that coming.
Vaughn, tell me a little bit about Aftermath. What's going on here?
Yeah, so this is Aftermath. It takes place in 2025 in downtown Los Angeles right after a drone attack, and look at the beautiful destruction that you see in this map.
Yeah, there's a lot that's not right in Los Angeles right here in Aftermath. So as we see early on, looks like we're on board with Minnie. She's of the German ladies team, Vivacious Ladies, and she gets shocked right there. Her shock charge went off. Let's see what goes down right here, this B flag. Let's take a look at this mini-map.
Oh boy, look at this is chaos in the center here.
Yeah, so tell me a little bit about this B flag positioning here on Aftermath.
Well, where else would you put the B flag but in the dead center of the map in the most crazy place you can, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah, and we see a care package now coming in for the Europeans. That's going to get dropped off. Why don't we take a look and see who's going to grab that? We're on board with Minnie, and she looks like she's making a move for it. Yes, she is, but her teammate comes in and swoops it up. So let's see here. Oh, there it is.
There's the War Machine. I was hoping this would come out. This is really one of those fun weapon-based score streaks that we have in Call of Duty Black Ops.
Yeah, this thing is absolutely devastating. The War Machine is a pretty much just a ridiculous launcher. It's so powerful as we see Kitty Cat getting taken out, but she spawns back in and she has it again. She picked up a flurry of kills right there, and she was clearing out that B flag. And let's take a look here. Still a jockey for position moment for this flag. The score is absolutely tied, David.
Look at, yeah, no one's actually picked up this B flag yet. It's been in the center of the map. It is a tough position. You'd like to see some smoke. You'd like to see some guys pushed up a little harder to keep these guys from taking this flag.
And there you have it. There goes that War Machine. Kitty Cat used up all the rounds in it, so it's gone. And she just wasn't able to keep the North Americans off the B flag as they take it now. So the North Americans in the lead. They are your FBI faction, as you see, designated by the flag on the left side, upper left side of your screen in the score panel. And the Mercs faction is the Europeans. They are there on this B flag now.
Capture progress
Look at
she
this.
might grab this flag.
Yep, absolutely. Great teamwork right there by the Europeans to get that flag back. But Merc comes in and smokes a few. Let's take a look at the map. Oh, well, actually, it looks like the Europeans do have some pretty good map control now. We'll jump back on board with the Americans. We'll jump on board with Merc, who's making a move for that flag. He gets taken out, and now Merc spawns back in. And he's packing lightweight, cold-blooded, and extreme conditioning. And David, let's find something else to talk about here. Tell me a little bit about what his class is using. Do you notice anything here?
Yeah, this guy, Merc is a very traditional player. I think he's got 3 perks out and using a Claymore and some shock charges. Now, those shock charges give you just enough time to put a target down. If you put them, we're seeing the European team actually throw them onto the B flag, confuse those guys so that they can jump in there. But Merc's got this shotgun out, and he's got that laser sight so that he has some real superior hip-fire accuracy right now.
And look, 7 seconds left to go. The Europeans actually have the lead on this one. We're playing round-based domination if you're just tuning in. So this is the first of 2 rounds, and the Europeans take round number 1, 46-42. We are in halftime. As we take a look at the round-ending kill cam, it's going to be Swanee right there, putting some nice shots. Looks like he had a first mode right there. What weapon was that?
That's the best weapon in the game.
Oh, well.
I didn't say that.
well, what was it? Tell me.
The best weapon in the game.
Okay, we'll leave it at that. He's going to leave it up to you to figure it out there in internet land. So now we see we're in round number 2 here on this domination aftermath. 3 minutes left in the round. The 3-minute round is what we're playing, and it looks like the North Americans go immediately for that B flag, and they do pick it up. So score carried over, 49-50 now to 48. Score carried over after round 1, and we flip spawns.
Yeah, so now that we've got these flip spawns, we're going to see where these teammates set up. They're not facing the same direction. The flank routes are not going to be the same for them, and so they're going to relearn their positions and figure out what to do in this scenario to hold down both that A and B flag.
Yeah, and I'm actually going to take the perk icons off now, and let's go ahead and take a look here on the team for the Europeans. We'll swap over to Gunshi, who was really hot earlier. Now Gunshi has the R870. That seems to be the most popular shotgun with these guys. What makes that their choice right now? What would you say? It does a lot of damage.
It does do a lot of damage. This is really a classic style shotgun. The semi-auto, the pump. Just look at those shells on the side of the thing. The thing is absolutely beautiful. The Treyarch weapons team is some of the best in the world. You can see their work coming through right here.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll scroll around. Let's take a look at some of the weapons here. So we'll just go one by one. The MSMC here.
Yeah.
Submachine gun. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so there's all sorts of great submachine guns in Call of Duty Black Ops 2. And this MSMC is one of the favorites that we have internally. I think fans are really going to react well to it.
Yeah, and it looks like it's an LMG now coming out for Shane, and he's got a crazy sight on that. What's that attached? He also has the laser sight, and he's just going ahead and hit firing. Look at that, just mowed down Ray and David. That was just like this LMG. He's mobile with it and hit firing. How did that work out right there?
He's got an LSAT. He's got it customized up with that laser sight, but also that dual band scope. Now he's got the assault shield coming out right now. So Shane has got all sorts of fun stuff going on in his classes. I'm really excited. The players are going to be able to use... Oh, look at that melee attack from Shane with the assault shield.
Yeah, and look at this. Somebody is not knowing what's going on. It looked like it was Karma of Team Envious. 30 seconds left to go now. That was we're going to stay on board with Shane because this class is pretty epic.
This is one of the great things about Big Ten and the wild cards. You're going to see some really unique combinations that are still competitive.
Yeah, and he did work with it. I mean, I have to say, I was pretty impressed. And it looks like the North Americans still have the lead here. They're up by 8 kills, or 8 points in domination aftermath. 10 seconds left to go. They are going to close this one out. I don't think there's enough time for the Europeans to come back, and that's going to be all she wrote. 97 points on the board. Now we'll see how it finishes. Looks like 98 to 93. Close game, but that's our final, David.
That is the end of that match. That was a much closer game. Nothing is guaranteed. You've got to play strong the entire time.
Absolutely. So the Europeans down just a little bit in that game mode. As you see the final kill cam, it's Ray off Optic Gaming. And now they are pumped.
Look at that.
Big Timer doing his chair dance one more time. Great game.
Very good game. Thank you so much for joining. We're going to be back in just a second. We're going to talk to the guys over there.
All right, I don't know if we're going to see more gameplay or more Vandahar tonight. What a night it's been. All right, well, we're going to see more Vandahar. We're now going to hear from him. He's going to tell us about the weapons, the brand new creator class system, score streaks, and even more details about the weapons. David?
If you're just tuning in, you're seeing a lot of new features that likely require a bit of explanation. So let me give you the quick recap. With the new created class in Black Ops 2 multiplayer, we're putting the power back into the hands of a player to customize for his play experience. We give you 10 points, and you can use those points to allocate in any way in which you will be successful in the field. In fact, you don't even have to take content from a particular category of content if you don't want to. You can forgo a particular weapon, maybe your secondary, and then use that point somewhere else. For example, an extra perk. And with the wild cards, you can bend and extend and break the rules for even greater customization and flexibility. Let me tell you about score streaks. Score streaks replace kill streaks. And here's how this works. Anything you do in the game that earns you score is helping you earn your rewards. Every score streak has its score requirement. Therefore, there's no strict mutual exclusivity. In fact, you can earn 2 rewards in a single scoring event. Using score allows us to reward players for playing the objective and helping their team win. Now, you don't even have to be a Slayer, a guy with a high KD ratio. But it doesn't hurt either because getting kills also earns you score. Weapons and attachments have changed in a pretty significant way in Black Ops 2. We're using the 2025 time period as inspiration for all sorts of new gadgets and technologies that we can put back in the hands of a player. And the attachments are particularly interesting because this is the only way you're going to be able to modify the behavior of a weapon. For example, the laser sight actually is visualized on the gun, so you can see when someone is doing work to you at close range, firing from the hip. The MMS is a really good example of an attachment where you actually send a pulse wave through the world and can detect people. It's a rusher's tool. You will see them when they're stationary and through smoke. You can use that in a standoff battle and take that guy down. So that's a very brief overview of our core gameplay systems. And we're really excited that the guys on the show floor get to experience this right now, and the rest of you will get to experience it on November 13th.
Thanks, David. Hello, David.
I'm here again. How is that even possible?
I don't understand this. You designed the game, you're calling the game, you're over here. How do you do it?
It's magic.
It's unbelievable. Well, we've got more of your questions. If you were sending them, if you're on Twitter using the hashtag BlackOps2MP, I've got them right here on the card. We're going to jump right back into them, and David's going to answer your questions The first one, or the next one from Jay Hernandez 97. Do headshots, payback, Avenger, or other medals count towards your score streak?
No, in fact, they do not. Those are not scoring events. Those are medals. That's how you earn extra experience points.
All right, jumping ahead. Jersey's Finest 17. Can the enemy see the red laser attachment, and does it add to the accuracy of hipfire?
Yeah, we saw that a lot in the game. The guys are using that attachment a lot to increase their hipfire accuracy, and you can, in fact, see it if you're looking carefully.
It's very subtle.
It's pretty subtle.
Everything about the game is subtle.
Really? I like that.
All right, Zach attacks X, and when there's X's at the beginning of the end, you know it's real.
That's a pro player.
Right, pro right there, pro legit. Is there a perk or attachment that can make you reload faster?
Yeah, very important thing. There are no attachments that modify the guns. I'm sorry, there are only attachments that can modify the accuracy of a gun, and there can only be attachments that make you reload faster. So there is one, it's fast mags.
Now that's dramatically different from the previous games. Tell us why you made that decision.
It's so we can tune the guns regardless of the gameplay behavior. So when it belongs to the gun, then we can tune it independent of the gun, whereas if it's a perk, it has to be consistent across all the guns.
All right, we have one more question we want to get into. Carnage 615, what's the difference in the riot shield from other Call of Duty games?
Call of Duty Black Ops 2 has an assault shield, and the big advantage of this is you can actually plant it into the world and use it as portable cover.
So really, that's actually really significant.
I think you're going to see guys form lines and use that to protect their backside when they're in a good engagement.
All right. Well, we're going to get right back. Hey, Graham, why don't you come on over here? We're going to wrap up the show here. It's been a great hour. Graham, how was it? It was fun over there, wasn't it?
Absolutely. It's where I love to be, seeing the gameplay happen right in front of me, and always amazing to learn from those pro players as well, right?
Now, tonight was community night. Tomorrow night, things take a different slant. Why don't you talk about that?
Absolutely. Tomorrow night is competition night, so we're letting those pro players off the leash, and they will be at each other's throats. You'll see and hear a lot more of those pro players. We've got player profiles as well, so it'll be really good to hear directly from those guys.
Now, David, we didn't get a chance to really go through all the questions we saw on Twitter, but do you think you'll be able to answer some of them? I know you're on Twitter looking at them.
I actually love answering questions from the fans, and I'm going to be answering as many questions as I can. I'll be on Twitter all night.
All right, there you go. Black Ops 2 MP, that's the hashtag you want to use. Why don't you give out your Twitter tag, your Twitter handle, just in case. There it is. As if on cue, he's got it on the back of his.
I'm David Vonderhaar on Twitter, but you can follow Treyarch at Treyarch. Will be answering your questions all the time.
Yvonne, I think I've got a question that involves quad feeds and multiplayer reveal trailers. Is that one we can cover off tonight?
You can ask that question if you want.
All right, well, maybe we'll hold it for tomorrow night. Okay, that's a cliffhanger right there.
The answer is yes.
Yes, you can ask. It doesn't mean he'll answer it. All right, we're going to wrap it up here. Any final words for the community?
Again, thank you guys so much. And without you, we would be nowhere near where we are today. We'll see you soon.
Let's just cover off. Same time tomorrow night for the live stream. We'll be on Xbox.com in Europe, CallOfDuty.com, the Black Ops 2 Facebook page, and Twitch.tv/Treyarch. Take your pick.
Thank you, Graham. I'm Larry here, Xbox Live's Major Nelson. For Mr. Vonderhaar and AC Bongos, thank you and good night, everybody.
Good night.
Bueno, ya ha acabado el streaming. Espero que les haya gustado. Like, favoritos y suscribiros al canal. Si encuentro algo más os lo haré saber enseguida y os pondré más vídeos, información y de todo. He conseguido bastante información con este vídeo que seguramente proporcionaré en otros nuevos vídeos. Y bueno, adiós.